Even DCI Tom Barnaby can't help flirting, but in Midsomer, is he flirting with death?
This is Tony Parrish. He's our resident counsellor.
How do you do? A resident counsellor in a cottage hospital?
I've made changes.
Anyway, with Greg's sad demise, there's a vacancy in the fleeting and exclusively carnal department.
And Sergeant Troy seems to have learnt from the master.
Sergeant Troy, yes, I think Sergeant Troy was always trying to sort of make out with the ladies. I think he wasn't usually that successful. He did have an affair with one rather gorgeous lady, I remember, Carmen de Sotoy. That was a big moment in his life.
You've such expressive fingers.
Thank you.
A lucky escape for Troy and his expressive fingers.
The golden rule for men around here is keep it in your pants. If you can't, don't get caught.
But Honor Blackman proved in the episode A Talent for Life that it's not only the men of Midsomer who can play the Lothario.
She has quite a few fellows at her beck and call, even though she's no longer 22. And she has a great time. She manipulates everybody, I think. Have you come to arrest me?
I'm not sure yet. No, Sergeant Troy?
No, we haven't met. Hello, Sergeant. This is Quentin Roker, my friend.
How do you do?
What's this about?
He did everything she wanted. She really didn't have any money, though everybody thought she was wealthy. And he used to settle some of her bills.
You thought I was here for what I could get out of it. Is that what you thought of me? Of us?
No, I am not putting up with these tantrums. You really can be very boring. I mean, if you thought you were adored and valued, and then you realized that somebody just used you and mocked you when you weren't there, you might just murder somebody.
As we have learnt in Midsomer, somebody always comes to a bloody end.
Quentin gave me a whacking great blow on the back of my head with a great big piece of wood. And then he did the same to the doctor, whose wife had no idea that he had all sorts of affairs.
So to survive in Midsomer, it would seem that taking a vow of abstinence is a good idea.
Ask why you're here?
Believe it or not, for a drink. We'd like 2 pints. That.
But what about abstinence of a different kind?
Mrs. Anderson.
Usual, please, Will.
Now, I'm a regular here, so I think I'm fairly safe. But you still have to be careful. Thanks. There's a fine tradition of poisoning in Britain, and Midsomer is no exception.
You can get me another of those, please.
The next lesson in our Midsomer survival guide should provide food for thought.
No, I'm all right.
Poisoning in Midsomer is all over the place. You have to be so careful.
That lady over there, she wants another drink.
If you can, order at the bar and watch them pour it in, and make sure that they've washed the glass beforehand. That's the best way to do it.
Wise words indeed. Good advice that could have prevented a murder in the episode Judgment Day.
God, that's disgusting. What is it?
Elderberry and apricot.
Let's get back to the hotel. I'm dying here.
Not soon enough, my dear.
The scene is set. All the locals are gathered in the wine tasting tent at a village fete. So already alarm bells would be ringing if they had paid attention to our first lesson, avoid the village festivities. This is vintage murder territory, plenty of opportunity for a murderer to slip something deadly into an open bottle of Chateau Midsomer.
Mummy?
Although this being midsummer, we should always be on the lookout for the red herring.
A classic example. If people know you're specifically waiting for a drink or some food, don't touch it. You might as well put a label on it saying, poison this now. Because around here, the chances are that somebody already has.
And if a mysterious gloved hand should deliver an Italian takeaway that you didn't order, whatever you do, don't eat it. I'm sure the Midsummer Milk Tray Man never did that.
Another thing to bear in mind is that people will add things to your drink or food the minute your back's turned, even when it's in your hand. So keep an eye on your supplies.
In the episode Faithful Unto Death, it is a lethal combination of sleeping pills and alcohol that does for the poor victim.
He was only half conscious. He had no idea that you were killing him. All he could see when you offered him the glass was another whiskey.
The poisoning risk in that county is terrifying. You can't eat anything. You cannot eat a thing.
And it isn't just poisoning that can lead to the final takeaway. The episode Tale of Two Hamlets proves there are more than 57 varieties of death in Midsummer, when a chef finds a particularly gruesome use for a tureen of tomato soup.
I'd say he was held face down in that by a killer whose clothes must be in a terrible mess.
The double-crossing chef is dispatched in the gazpacho, a particularly unsavoury way to go. And if cold soup isn't bad enough, then how about a terribly chilling kitchen murder? But in Midsummer, even if food doesn't kill you, it can still be criminal.
A bark for breakfast, is it?
It's Lawrence's instructions.
Joyce doesn't think she's a bad cook, you know. Joyce it's just part of her life, cooking. And it's one of the more charming aspects of the programme, I think. It's a character thing of Joyce's is she's an absolutely terrible cook and the family never tells her how terrible she is.
It's oxtail with salt pork and grapes. It's Elizabeth David.
It's never really been tied in to anybody dying from Joyce's cooking and being thought to be murdered. I think he's had indigestion quite a few times.
So if you find yourself out for a midsummer pub lunch, better stick to what you know.
Don't suppose you're going to take a risk for once? I mean, there's also buco, or there's sweetbreads, or there's...
Chicken pie, please.
Nobody's safe. So if you don't know who cooked it, poured it, or provided the ingredients for it, don't touch it. It might seem like hard work, but it does wonders for the waistline.
Still to come on Surviving Midsummer, an insider's guide. Our final two lessons that might just allow you to walk out of Midsummer alive.
Hello. Time for the most fundamental rule of our survival guide. And it's right here, in God's house, where for eons people have sought solace and sanctuary, except in Midsummer.
And so to the sixth of our lessons in this most important tourist information guide, a guide that might just save your life.
You see, these buildings have been the centre of the community for centuries. The family rivalry of generations oozes from the masonry. You enter at your own risk.
Method?
Shot from close range with a 12-bore. Standard game loading by the look of it. Everyone around here uses that.
No sign of a cartridge, I suppose.
Ah, you're thinking fingerprints. No, well...
The beautiful churches of Midsummer bring a new meaning to the phrase hatch, match and dispatch.
Stops flying. There's no significant blood spill here.
There was no rain here last night, was there?
Exactly.
As a churchgoer, the best way to avoid murder in Midsomer is to go in daytime. Because generally what you'll find is you stand a much better chance of staying alive in the day than you do at night. The creepier it gets, the darker it gets, the more likely you are to end up not being alive. So my advice is, church Sunday, very good, in the daytime. Church Monday evening, 3 o'clock, forget it. Don't go, keep away.
Churches play an important role in the community, so it's no surprise they feature as a favourite spot for a murder or two.
We seem to go into churches quite a lot. The choir, the bell ringing, Richard Bryer's Death's Shadow, he was a vicar, so we were in the church a good deal.
Please be seated. It's good to see such a large turnout to commemorate the life of Richard Bailey.
They look good, don't they? They look effective, so people are in them, and so they're going to die in them.
Sir, don't do it! Of course I'm going to do it. I should have done it years ago.
And in Midsomer, not even a wedding day can go by without something upsetting the bride.